Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl in your mouth while you're sleeping.
Do you want to win any of these items on your screen? If so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right into the video.
Ellen DeGeneres breaks character. How she really acts. If you watch daytime TV, you have definitely heard of Ellen DeGeneres. DeGeneres is currently one of the most successful daytime talk show hosts of the last decade, and she's never been more relevant. Order of LGBT rights. Her identity as a lesbian woman in Hollywood is one of her foremost defining traits. Ellen never let homophobia stop her. She married her longtime girlfriend, Portia de Rossi, and the two are still together. She was also a guest actor in the Disney movie Finding Nemo. She originally got her start in stand-up. Throughout the last couple of decades, Ellen DeGeneres has remained one of the most well-liked celebrities in the entire industry. But lately, her reputation has started to crumble. Today, we are examining the real Ellen DeGeneres and how she really acts in real life. Number 1, she tossed away a fan's creation. Ellen DeGeneres has always been a big supporter of fan interaction, so it was not surprising that she created a competition for her more artistically inclined fans to create busts of her. A bust is basically like a small statue, but only from the shoulders up. One particular fan, Danielle Acevedo, who was only 15 years old at the time, created a clay-painted bust of her favorite TV host, Ellen. She worked extremely hard on it, and from the pictures that were shown, it looked like a very impressive piece. She sent it to Ellen and never heard back. Well, it turns out that she did technically get a resolution to her problem. To Acevedo's surprise, the bust she made when she was 15 appeared on the show. However, she was quickly disappointed in what happened in the next 30 seconds. Ellen didn't even thank her for the bust or mention that it was a fan creation. She just taped $300 to the bottom of it and gave it away. The 15-year-old Acevedo was heartbroken that her idol would just throw away her creation like that. Number 2, she almost got a server fired because their nails were chipped. In a reply to the infamous Kevin T. Porter tweet, in which he asked people on Twitter to give him their own Ellen DeGeneres mean stories, the server replied and gave her own experience of working with Ellen. One would think that Ellen, as nice and bubbly as she appears on the show, would be like that in real life. However, the opposite seems to be true. The server was working at a restaurant called Real Food Daily when she had the surprise of serving both Ellen and her wife Portia. This seems like it would be a dream come true because Ellen seems so nice and charming on the show. There's no way she is anything but respectful to service workers, right? Well, unfortunately, that lunch almost got the poor server fired. Ellen DeGeneres noticed that she had a chipped nail, not in the food, but just on her finger, and immediately became outraged. Ellen DeGeneres got so mad that she actually contacted the server's manager and requested that she should be fired. The server later became a stand-up comic that had a bit on how Ellen is a monster. She said, "I was a big fan of Ellen. I had watched her coming out the first gay main character on her own sitcom as well as her seminal and poignant Phone Call with God comedy bit. Nevertheless, this experience with Ellen changed her mind to one of her favorite celebrities." Number 3, she is very rude to guests. There are many celebrities that describe their experience on The Ellen Show as something that was incredibly odd or offending. Celebrities like Kathy Griffin have gotten into public spats with Ellen after their treatment on the show. Dakota Johnson even got into an argument with Ellen on stage. Ellen made previous jokes about how Dakota Johnson didn't invite her to her birthday party. When they got on the show, Ellen made the same joke, but this time Dakota Johnson pushed back on it, saying, "Last time I was on the show last year, you gave me a bunch of bleep about not inviting you, but I didn't even know you wanted to be invited. But I did invite you, and you didn't come." This moment was incredibly awkward on the show and showcased Ellen's sometimes manipulative and deceitful behavior. Number 4, she treats her staff poorly. Even though Ellen's show has the reputation as being one of the most fun and wholesome shows on television nowadays, multiple incidents and stories have leaked that prove working for Ellen is not the fun work environment you would think it is. Through secondhand accounts, guest experiences, and stories from past crew members, journalists have found out a weird number of quirks that make working with Ellen very difficult. For one, Ellen has a sensitive nose. That means if you work for her, you have to chew some gum before going to speak to her. Yep, that is right. Every single time anyone talks to Ellen, they have to chew gum to make sure their breath is fresh before speaking to her. If Ellen thinks that you smell too bad, you will be sent straight home. This could mean either for the day, or if the problem continues, maybe forever. Other experiences from staff confirm one weird happening on The Ellen Show. Every day, it seems that she picks one person to hate. If it is you, you better put your head down and get to work, because you definitely do not want to upset Ellen on a bad day. At best, this means a long and aggressive tongue lashing, and at worst, you lose your job and sources of income. There's no rhyme or reason to the person that Ellen picks to hate that day. But apparently, the crew is well aware of the stressful tradition. One thing is for certain, do not get on Ellen's bad side. Number 5, she had a pretentious attitude during her at-home quarantine video. Ellen, like many other celebrities, is stuck at home just like almost everyone else in America. Ellen lives in California, Los Angeles specifically, and the quarantine rules are extremely strict there. Ellen was still able to shoot videos and parts of her show while she was at home with her wife Portia. She opened her show with a standard monologue, only this time the camera crew was her wife and their dog. Ellen did her typical deadpan stand-up routine, but then she launched into a joke that made a surprising number of viewers angry. "This is like being in jail is what it is," DeGeneres joked, "mostly because I've been wearing the same clothes for 10 days and everyone here is gay." While the joke was pretty funny, many people online grew into an angry mob and lambasted DeGeneres. They claimed that her huge mansion with everything someone could want to be was nowhere near comparable to prison. Many found it offensive that rich celebrities were complaining as much as they were about the coronavirus lockdown. Celebrities with their huge mansions, personal golf courses, and Olympic-sized pools cannot even begin to compare to the regular American that has debt, no job, and is stuck in a small house with the rest of their family as unemployment barely stops them from draining their savings account. Number 6. She was rude to transgender YouTuber Nikki Tutorials' Nikki Degeneres, who runs a widely successful YouTube channel, made an appearance on The Ellen Show in 2019, and her experience was far from pleasant. She said that she regretted going on the show afterward. She expected a welcome from the host. Instead, she was greeted by an angry, overworked intern that treated her very rudely. When she got to her dressing room, she realized that she had to use the bathroom, but she wasn't given a bathroom like the other guests. When she asked to use the bathroom that was closest to her, she was refused and was told that the bathroom was for the Jonas Brothers, who were also guests at the time. Ellen did not even say as much as hi to her during her stay until the interview started. Overall, Nikki Degeneres said she regretted the experience and it tarnished her view on The Ellen Show. And number 7. Once the coronavirus began, she made her staff take a 40% pay reduction and fired many of them. The coronavirus pandemic has caused almost every show on television to halt their productions. And The Ellen Show was no exception. Many late-night TV hosts, while having to put most of their crew out of work, have stepped up to make sure their crew doesn't go hungry during this trying time. Jimmy Kimmel and Trevor Noah have paid their crew the same salary as if they were working. Because they are millionaires, they were able to pay out of pocket to make sure that their crew is able to keep their apartments and houses and not go hungry during the pandemic. This was an extremely kind offering, and it seems like something that Ellen would do. However, the seemingly kind Ellen did exactly the opposite of her talk show contemporaries. Instead, she fired most of her crew, putting them out of work. For the rest of the crew that she didn't cut, she reduced their pay by 40%, a similar rate to the unemployment system in America. Ellen has a net worth of over $490 million, but she was not willing to use any of that to keep her employees afloat during a national pandemic. Number 8, she fired an autistic crew member because he annoyed her. While there is not much information on this story, multiple people on Twitter have verified it as true. And it is one of the saddest story crew members have of Ellen's malice. One of the crew members on the show was autistic, and like many individuals on the spectrum, he couldn't pick up on social cues as easily as others did. As a result, when he was approached by Ellen and they struck up a conversation, he annoyed her. She promptly fired him for annoying her. Whether Ellen knew he was autistic or not isn't really the point. She fired him because he was too annoying, possibly ignoring that he was autistic. So, which one of these reasons do you agree with the most? Do you know any other reasons why people don't like Ellen DeGeneres? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, be sure to click the bell icon to be notified every time we post a video. And tell us what you thought about the videos, and if you have any suggestions, be sure to leave them below as well. Until next time.
A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.